Children, today we are going to discuss wastewater management. What is wastewater? The water which we cannot consume, that is called wastewater, which is not of our use. Like I am going to discuss, as we say, rainwater is the pure form of water. But water that has run down the land also forms wastewater. Okay, this rainwater, when it runs on surface of roofs and the ground, it may pick up various contaminants, including soil particle, heavy metals, organic compounds, animal waste, and oil and grease. Okay, so this becomes waste. And other like our kitchen waste, that is also what wastewater. And waste from the fields, like it contains pesticide, insecticide, some chemicals, that is also wastewater. So all this wastewater forms is called sewage. Okay, sewage, and we call it contains impurities. That is why these impurities that are present in sewage, we call that contaminants. Now we are going to discuss importance of wastewater. We have discussed what is wastewater. Now we are going to discuss importance of drainage and sanitation. Why it is important? Importance of drainage and sanitation. Okay, children, poor drainage, like some places you must have seen, poor drainage at communal sites such as washing areas can lead to unpleasant and unsanitary condition. In some places there are open drains to dispose of the sewage. These drains can get easily blocked by plastic bags and can overflow. Therefore, the problems of smell, breeding of mosquitoes, flies and germs are encountered in open drainage. And untreated or inadequately treated sewage is a major source of groundwater water and surface water pollution. Like this untreated one, it goes underground and it can cause groundwater and surface water pollution. The organic material that is discharged with sewage into water bodies uses up substantial oxygen. Okay, and thereby it disturbs the ecological balance of the rivers and lakes. It is therefore important to have a covered drainage. Covered drainage. Okay, very important to have a covered drainage system for disposal of sewage. The sewage should be transferred to the treatment work for treatment prior to discharge. After treatment, the water can be used for agriculture or allowed to flow into water bodies. Okay, so we are going to discuss about how now that first what is flood water drainage. First we will discuss what is flood water drainage. Children, when it rains, when large amount of water comes down in a short time, if the city does not have a proper storm water drainage, this is also called storm. Okay, if the cities does not have a proper storm water drainage, this water starts overflowing on the streets and may even enter our houses. This is dangerous for public health. You must have seen in newspaper, it comes on and off. It is very dangerous for public health and property. Sanitation system can overflow during floods. There is also the risk of flood water contaminating drinking water supplies. bursting pipelines, and can cause sewers to backflow or even break. These situations present a major health risk. So this can cause a major problem as excreta will flow onto the surface. That is why cholera epidemic are common after floods. You must have heard about this, that after floods and all epidemics are there. Okay. In a city, disposal of domestic sewage is separated from storm sewage. So in cities, domestic sewage is separated from what? This flood one. Storm or flood. We call this a storm also. Storm sewage. Okay. By a separate pipe network, this arrangement is more efficient because the amount of storm water can be very large. When it rains, the amount of storm water can be very large and cannot be properly treated by like in a wastewater treatment plant, which we take the domestic sewage, we take it to the wastewater treatment. So this we keep separate. Now what is sewage system? The sewage system consists of a network of underground pipes that transfer the sewage from the point it is produced to the point where it is treated. Okay, means from the houses it is taken, like collected from the houses, the pipes which are going underground and taken to the treatment plant. Now children, we are going to discuss about the treatment plants. Children, sewage treatment. We are going to discuss now sewage treatment. Very important to know. It involves physical, chemical and biological processes that remove the physical, chemical and biological contaminants. What three types of contaminants are there? Physical contaminants are there, chemical contaminants are there and biological contaminants are there. So these three contaminants we need to remove from the wastewater, and we have to clean the water, and now this clean water we can use for different purposes. Okay, so wastewater, now sewage water is taken to the wastewater treatment plant. It is there in all the cities. Okay, so what happen in wastewater treatment plant? Wastewater treatment plants. We call it in short WWTP, wastewater treatment plant. First step is screening. When from screening. Okay, first step is screening. The wastewater is first passed through. The wastewater is collected from all the places and it is going underground the pipe and it is reaching to the wastewater treatment plant. It contains different types of contaminants. So first, here in screening, the wastewater is first passed through screens of vertical bars, which removes large solid materials such as plastic bags, cans and sticks. Then the water is then passed through settling tanks known as grit chambers, where solid such as sand, silt and gravel settle down and are removed. So by screening we remove the big contaminants like physical when we say bags, plastic bags, cans, etc. And in grit chamber we can separate sand, silt, gravel, etc. After this, the primary treatment takes place. What happens in primary treatment? After like separating bags, cans, sticks, sand, silt and gravel, the wastewater passes into a sedimentation tank called a clarifier. What happens in sedimentation tank or clarifier? In this, organic materials settle in this tank. What happened? Organic materials settle down and are removed with the scraper. Okay, organic materials, they settle down and they are removed with the help of scrappers. Okay, this is called sludge. This organic material which they remove by scraper is called sludge. Floating material like which are light in nature, they float on water. So floating material like oil and grease are removed with the help of machine called a skimmer. So scraper is used to remove sludge and skimmer is used to remove oil and grease. The water that emerges from the settling tank is called clarified water. Now the water which is coming from this is called clarified water. Okay, clarified water. Clarified water. The sludge is used, that organic part is used to obtain methane, carbon dioxide and a humus-like material by the process of digestion. So what happened of sludge? Sludge is very useful. Okay, by the digestion process, they take out what from sludge? Methane gas, carbon dioxide and humus. They take out and it is very useful. It consists of decomposing the sludge with the help of anaerobic bacteria. What is the digestion process? This digestion process is decomposing the sludge with the help of anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria means bacteria that do not need oxygen to grow. Okay. Then dried sludge can be used as fertilizer. The methane formed can be used as a fuel. Now secondary treatment after primary. The next is what? Secondary treatment. Of this clarified water will go for secondary treatment. Okay, this clarified water. Now next, air is pumped in this clarified water. What is pumped? Air. In aeration tank, this allows aerobic bacteria to grow. When we add air in this tank, what happens? Aerobic bacteria that need oxygen, because air contains oxygen, they start growing and consume organic contaminants such as feces, food waste and soap is still left in the water. In clarified water, some part of feces, some part of food waste and some part of soap is left. So these aerobic bacteria, they act on this and the bacteria ultimately settle down at the bottom of the settling tank as activated sludge. So after the action of bacteria, what happened? What is formed? Activated sludge. Activated sludge, and this sludge settles down. This sludge settles down and okay, they are then pumped back into the aeration tank to be reused. The water is removed from the top. This is settled down and the water upper side, it is removed from the top. The dried sludge is used as manure. And what is the sludge is there? This activated, it is used as manure. And the water is there above the sludge is taken out. Okay. The treated water now contains low level of organic matter and suspended impurities. Okay, now very light impurities like bacteria and all, they are there. So it is used, now it is, next process is disinfection. What is disinfection? The water that we have taken out from the this aeration tank, okay, now we are going to add in this water chlorine. Why do we add chlorine? To kill the germs, okay, or we expose this water to ultraviolet rays. These two things, like adding of chlorine and exposing to ultraviolet rays, kills disease causing germs. The water can now be released into a water body such as river or lake and used for agriculture or industrial purposes. So this way the water is clarified in wastewater treatment plants. Now children, one thing we have to keep in mind, like better housekeeping practice, under what it comes, what I am going to discuss, better housekeeping practices. Okay. A few simple steps at home can minimize the strain imposed on water supply system in cleaning the water for our use. First is, do not dispose of cooking oil and fats in the kitchen sink. They, you know what happened? They stick to the pipes and they can block pipes when they harden. Throw them in dustbins. Like if oil is there in the pan, so we can remove it with the help of tissue paper, and we throw this tissue paper in the dustbin. Do not dispose of used tea leaves, solid food remains, sanitary napkins in the kitchen sink or in the toilet. They clog drains and prevent free flow of oxygen that interferes the decomposition process. Throw them in dustbin. Do not dispose of chemicals such as paints, medicines and insecticides in the sink. Now children, we are going to discuss alternate methods for sewage disposal. One, we had discussed wastewater treatment. Now we are going to discuss alternate methods. First alternate method is septic tank. Okay. Alternate sewage disposal system can be used, like in the area where wastewater treatment plants are not there. One such method we are going to discuss, septic tank. The sewage is allowed to flow into a tank in which anaerobic bacteria decomposes the waste. Another method allows the excreta to flow into a biogas plant through covered drains. The biogas produced can be used as a fuel. Next is vermicomposting. It is very latest. Okay. Vermicomposting toilets. Okay. A new method recently tested in India is to use red worms to treat human excreta and convert it into vermicompost. And children, in class 6 you have learnt about vermicomposting. Okay, by vermicomposting we can make excellent manure for plant. This method is simple, hygienic and uses less water. Okay children, thank you.